Hi, you too. Um, in case you guys have not been following the whole Amanda Todd story, well, this is what it's about. Amanda Todd was this girl, I believe she was 15. She committed suicide, unfortunately, because she was being bullied in school. So apparently, she had sent this photo to a guy, and the guy spread it around school, and they're using her case as a stop bullying type of thing. Well, this is how I feel about it. And I know many of you will disagree with me, but this is it. This girl, it was not her first time that happened where she was sending naked pictures over the internet and all this other stuff. Like sending naked pictures over the internet, and she slept with this girl's boyfriend, which was what really spiraled everything out of control. So did she deserve to die? No, she was a child. No child deserves to die. No one deserves to die in those circumstances, like being bullied to death. Now, I was bullied in seventh grade. Yeah, it was like the most worst experience of my life. I know how it feels. Although it wasn't cyberbullying, it was like every single day I dreaded going to school because I was being bullied. But with the Amanda Todd thing, I feel like it's sad, yes. But to what extent are we going to make our own children responsible for their own actions? Like she didn't deserve to die. She should have never committed suicide because at the end, she's the one who lost. But what I mean by to what extent are we going to make our own children responsible to their own actions? She, with her conscious mind, made those decisions to send out those pictures of herself. She and her conscious mind made those decisions to sleep with that guy. Now I understand we've all been young and we've all done stupid things in our lives. You know what I mean? And I understand that like the brain of teenagers, like the frontal lobe is not fully developed, so therefore they don't have the same um logic as an adult do. But I feel like one, she made those choices. No, she did not deserve to die. She should have never killed herself. Someone should have intervened. Which is my second question. Where are her parents? Where are your parents that at 12 years old your child was taking naked pictures of themselves and sending them to guys and posting them online? And at 15, she did the same thing and having sex at 15? I didn't even know what sex was at 15. Like, this generation is going crazy. But it's like this. And I don't want to say mean or anything, but like I said, she didn't deserve to die. But to what extent will she be responsible for her actions? To what extent are we going to make her accountable for her actions? She purposely put those videos or pictures on the internet, send them to the guy, and this is what is like, okay, we understand she killed herself. She should not, I repeat, she should not be the face of bullying, of cyberbullying. No. Like, I am completely aware of cyberbullying. I am completely 100% working towards starting an organization and funding other organizations about cyberbullying because I know how much it affects people. Like, I know, like, I have talked to children who have been cyberbullied and who has told me like, yeah, it's like you go to school, like it's nothing like when you are in school. You go to school, you get bullied, and then you go home and you're still being bullied online. But where are those parents? Yes, there should be laws made to prevent these things from happening. But at the same time, where are your parents? Amanda Todd's parents, what were they doing? What were they doing in the times that this little girl, because she's nothing more but a little girl, was sending out these naked pictures of her stuff. Now, I've seen the whole video about her where she posted it on those postcards, or how do you say, the index cards. I've seen that video, and it is completely sad. Like I said, we all make mistakes, but at the same time too, we have to teach these children that you are accountable. You are accountable for the actions that you produce. You are completely accountable for your actions. It's not that, okay, now she killed herself and let's go and say that, oh, let's make her a model for cyberbullying, you know? And like I said, I completely 100%. If there was anything more than 100%, like 100,000,000%, I would agree with it. Something has to be done about this cyberbullying thing, because too many children are losing their lives to it. But at the same time, we cannot divert this issue to towards a point where it's like, okay, so I can go around. I can put naked pictures of myself online. I could do this. I could do that. I could do this. I could send all these things. 15-year-old girl, mind you, 15 years old. Again, where were your parents? Are you not watching your children? It kills me because a little girl, I was young. I was 15 once. I know I didn't make the best choices in life, but I had a mother. I had a father who kept an eye on me like there was no tomorrow. And best believe me when I tell you, I hated them for doing that. Like, oh, why y'all is in my business and stuff. But at the end of the day, at 15 years old, I know some of you might think that is so, how do you say, so naive, that you were 15 and you didn't know anything about sex and things like that. But I sure wasn't sending naked pictures of myself out from online or out from my phone. And if I was, my mother would have caught me. That woman, my mother, she is the most, greatest detective of all. She always told me, mothers always know. So if you're doing something wrong, mama is always going to know. And sure enough, she did know, because she was always in my business. Because I had no business having a business at 15 years old. I feel like it is a shame that this girl at 15 lost her life for something that could have been prevented, both on her side by not sending out those pictures, and also from her parents' side. What were they doing? They caught her once. She switched schools. Second time that happened, she killed herself. Now the first time that happened, why wasn't her phone taken away? Huh? Do teenagers really need a phone? I understand. Oh, we live in a world of technology, blah, blah, blah. Get a house phone. Have your child come home and call whoever they need to call. And that's point blank serious. That's point blank it. I don't understand what is going on. Like this whole cyberbullying thing, my mind is just getting wrapped up over this. Like, I've been thinking about this for days since I've heard of it. I've said, oh my gosh. Another life lost that could have been prevented. and I am taking into account her actions, her direct actions, her own decision that produces those consequences, her decision of going and texting naked pictures of herself, her decision to sleep with that guy, and her decision to commit suicide. Three radical decisions that she made that should have never been an aspect of any 15-year-old's life. Like, where are we going, world? Because I don't know. And I would like to know. When are we going to focus more on our children's? Like, I don't have children. I don't. But I could tell you how my mother raised me. If her mother were to do the same thing, not even the same thing as my mother, because no two people are alike, just the same thing, as in paying attention more to her child, her father paying attention more to his child, these could have been avoided. Teaching your children that you do not send naked pictures out. Now, I know that children do not listen to their parents all the time. I was once a child. I didn't listen to my parents all the time. But I knew that my mother and my father were always going to have an eye on me. So therefore, I didn't do those things. And mind you, online, guys, everything you send out, your texts and everything, they're online. Like, when you send something out, you think it's the only person that are receiving it? No. They are online. They are floating around. Anybody can get those. Anyone. Not just the person you're sending it to. Anyone. And if her parents would have just checked the account, because I know they were paying the bill, because I know no 15-year-old would have a job. Well, some would, but most 15-year-olds do not have jobs and cannot afford to pay their own cell phone bill. So her parents were paying her cell phone bills. My question is, why did it have to go that far? And when are we going to hold accountable these children that are making these decisions? Those are adult decisions that children are making. It's like some of you who say, oh, we have a problem. We have like a epidemic of teen moms. They're held accountable. Most of them are held accountable, and that's a whole different story for me. But when is it that we are going to hold the children accountable? When is it that these government officials are going to realize that this cyberbullying is claiming more lives nowadays than anything? These children, poor children, because that's what they are children, are being vicious to one another. And that girl or that guy that they're being vicious to are going home and hanging themselves in the bathroom, or hanging themselves in the closet, or taking pills and losing life. I have seen this. I have seen this for myself. I have. And it is sad. And I think the issue at hand is, one, holding children accountable. These officials should not only make laws for the people who are bullying the child, because Amanda Todd sending her photos, naked photos, out should have been charged also. If she was alive, and I really hope she was alive, because I just think it's such a pity, poor girl. But as I said, she has to be held accountable. This is not me trying to be cruel or not having empathy, because I feel for her, because she did not start to live. She didn't. She was 15. Your life hasn't begun, and it ended. excuse me, her life hadn't begun and it ended at such a young age. And over what stupid things that could have been avoided. Mothers, fathers, keep an eye on your children. If you see this thing happening, take their cell phones away. Homeschool her. It is better that you isolate her from her peers and still have her here and still have her on earth to claim a future for herself instead of going out and letting her interact with other children and come home, send these pictures, teach your children morals so they don't have to send pictures. Teach your children to have a voice. So if the guy like was the one who manipulated her into saying and into doing it, teach them to have a voice. Teach them how to say no. These things could have been avoided. That poor girl lost her life for things that could have been avoided. But I have to say, and I know a lot of you will get on me for this, but that poor girl lost her life in direct consequence to her actions. That was it. Yes, I said it. But yes, it was the consequences of her actions that resulted in her death. And the consequences of her parents' actions for not checking up on her. When they caught her the first time, I think she was 12, for not taking her phone away, for not keeping an eye on her. It's sad. Now, really, I just don't know. I mean, I feel bad for her, you know? I really do feel bad for her. But something has to be done. Something has to be done about these kids, and something has to be done with the law, and something has to be done with these parents. Because at the end of the day, yes, she did decide to kill herself because of cyberbullying, but it was in direct consequence to her actions. Now, I know many kids that are being cyberbullied for things that they did not do. Things that they did not do. Like, they were just this, for instance, this is a close story for me. I had this friend who she was like, she was being bullied. Yeah. It was, yeah, people were writing stuff on her online and how she was like a druggie and things, and people wouldn't speak to her when she went to school, but I was still her friend, you know. And I felt like I was there once. I was bullied once, and I know how it feels. And I'm the kind of person that I don't care. Like, I really don't care what people have to say about me because I passed that stage. Seventh grade, yes, I was bullied, but I learned from it. I learned not to care. As long as I respect myself and the ones around me and carry myself with dignity, then I shouldn't have to care about what X, Y, and Z have to say about me. But this girl, my friend, she was really pretty. Really, really pretty girl. And people didn't want to talk to her, shut her down at school and everything. Talked about her, posted stuff online about her, saying she was a whore. This girl never did anything. And trust me, I knew it was because she was beautiful. So one day she went home and I talked to her before she left. And I said, "Are you okay? You seem like kind of down today. Is everything okay with you?" And she's like, yeah, like I'm fine. I just want to go home because no one wants to talk to me. And I just hate this like place. And I said, oh, okay. Well, like if you need anything, just call me. So she went home and she overdosed. She killed herself through overdosing. And the next day, when everybody found out, they said, oh my God, like she was my best friend and everything. And I just kept my mouth shut. I didn't say anything. I was hurting, hurting like a mofo because I was the only one to speak to this girl. And these other people were making fun of her, talking about her, spreading lies about her, posting things online and Facebook about her. And she never did those things. No, she never put pictures out like Amanda Todd did. No, she didn't. She never slept with anybody's boyfriend. No, she didn't. Not to say that she deserved what the bullies were doing to her online. Not to say that at all. No. This is what I mean too by parents being accountable. Keeping an eye on your child. If your child is posting those things on Facebook to the point where other people could see it, trust me, you could catch them. Parents, you could catch those children and you need to implement discipline and boot camp them if you see this, because we all know how many kids are committing suicide because of this cyberbullying thing. We all know. And if you are a parent of the bully and you are not catching them also, you are in as much fault as Amanda Todd's parents for not catching her posting those naked pictures online and sending them through text. Like if you are too busy to have children to the point where you can't even keep an eye on them, yes. And I say and I believe deeply that parents should be in their children's business. Children have no business having business. They're children. The only business they need to know is, oh, I gotta go to school, I gotta do my homework, and I gotta come home and like help mama with the dishes or something. That's it. That's it. No business. Because they're children. So, anyway, like, subscribe, leave your comment. Like, I don't know, like, my heart is hurting for something that could have been avoided. That girl died. She ended up killing herself. Like, that's just sad, you know? But please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you feel about this. And if you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, should she not be held accountable for her actions? I understand that she killed herself, but to what point are we going to hold these kids accountable for their actions? If she was alive, which I deeply wish that she was, I believe that although her bully should have been prosecuted, she should have been prosecuted also. She should have been prosecuted with felony and attempt of distributing child pornography. That's how I feel about it. Yes. Because at the end of the day, it was her actions, her consequences that got her to the point of being bullied that way. It was the bully's fault for bullying her because everybody makes mistakes, you know, everyone. I mean, I've never made those mistakes of going and posting pictures of myself. No, never. But those bullies should have been held accountable, should have been prosecuted also for cyberbullying, which I am. Oof, where is the petition, guys? Like, okay, I'm gonna start another one because I know there are many petitions out there, but I'm gonna start one on the federal level to the point where people should sign. I'm gonna find out how to do that to make people sign on cyberbullying to end the cyberbullying. Excuse me, I'm sick. To end the cyberbullying and get laws on a federal level implemented so we can stop losing these children to this bullying thing, to this cyberbullying. So please like, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I mean, pray for the girl and pray for her family also. That's all. All right. Bye, you too.